Hey, what's up? It's been a while since I've done an episode of the show that I started right before I got a job. Been working a lot, so I haven't done any updates, even though I've really wanted to film some stuff or film another episode. This week we're going to talk about clinical depression and the difference it is between it and other forms of depression. Um, it's something that I've dealt with since I can remember, since as a little child. So it's near and dear. Well, let's talk about what it is first, and then we're gonna get into this build because we get Clemmons, the firefighter from the show, and you get Blinky, the owl. I call him Blinky. He's winking, but that's cool to get an owl not in a Harry Potter set. Anyway, so depression ranges in severeness, obviously. Clinical depression, though, is a more severe form. It's also known as major depression um, and major depressive disorder. So, MDD. Uh, it's not the same as like depression you get from like the loss of a loved one or like from thyroid disorder, medical conditions that can cause depressive like symptoms. Um, a lot of it has to do with not knowing why you feel sad. It's a hopelessness that you can't explain. It doesn't have anything to do with what's going on in your life. You lose interest in the things you like to do. That's why sometimes I will take a whole week. I won't be anywhere on YouTube. I won't check any of my messages. I won't even play with my Lego um, computer. So it's because I don't feel like doing the things that I enjoy doing. It causes sleep problems, either too much sleep or not enough. Anxiety, slow thinking. You feel bad about yourself, obviously. Trouble concentrating, which doesn't help when paired with ADHD. A lot of times, some of the symptoms cross over for ADHD and major depressive disorder. Uh, so sometimes diagnosis is kind of crazy. Like they'll miss one or the other, uh, or misdiagnose, and a lot of times, like I said before, they go hand in hand. So I don't know. It's difficult to diagnose. I remember as a kid, as early as 5, thinking about dying, wanting to be dead, um, being extremely sad for no reason. Um, I would roll up in a blanket and lay there in the middle of the day for hours, awake, um, not knowing what was wrong with me, and um, I didn't know until I was a lot older that it was actually an issue. So I just that's how I was used to feeling. I didn't want to be alive, and I um, had these feelings, and it wasn't that my life was so bad. Um, yeah, maybe I had difficulties in school because of ADHD, but that didn't depress me because I ended up not caring what other people thought about my ADHD. I had to uh, tune that all out and and deal with that. Um, so suicide was a thought even in grade school, which is odd. But the symptoms are severe enough to cause noticeable problems in relationships with others, day-to-day activities, work, school activities. So it has caused issues at work, at different jobs, definitely in relationships with people, even just friendships. Sometimes people will be like, hey, we were supposed to do something, you never got back to me, you didn't say anything, what happened, why did you not, let me know what's going on? And then it's because I just couldn't talk to anyone, and then you end up feeling bad about that on top of it. It's hard to explain to people. You just say you're sad, people go, oh, okay, yeah, I've been sad before. But then when you say you don't know why, then they're like, well, okay, BS. Like, what do you mean you don't know why? You don't have a reason. Everything's going fine. You should be happy. That's easy to say. So clinical depression, it can affect any age, including children. So, so I've been on antidepressants for quite a while. I stopped taking them. That's when I was drinking. That was I stopped taking all medications. So that's just like what goes on, You stop taking them and you're going to medicate somehow. That's not the way. I did get this poly bag. It is a jet ski fire jet ski. And this is a fire. Some kind of little car that would never actually be used by a fire department. So that's cool. But it comes with Clemmons, and he seems cool. He looks nervous, and I like that. That they have like a nervous guy. He's like, oh, I don't know if I can fight the fire. I don't know. So there are ways to deal with it. I wouldn't recommend going without medication if you're clinically depressed. I did it. It is not something that you can deal with readily without medication. Probably should have therapy or counseling too, but I don't technically go to counseling. It's very expensive, but even with insurance, it was very expensive to go to counseling. So maybe we can do some Lego therapy, and Lego therapy can be anything. The main problem though with using Lego therapy for depression is that you have to be able to get yourself to get to the Lego. That's the hardest part. So, but if you can manage to get to the Lego, then you can probably manage to maybe take your mind off of negative thoughts, possibly. So, first step, getting to the place where you can actually try to do something you love. So this morning I woke up and I was feeling hopeless for no reason. Nothing really to be upset about. I mean, as far as things go, my life is pretty good. I have loved ones and friends, I think, and so yeah, enough blabble. Let's get into the crabble. Let's see what Clemmons is all about. So you open the box. It's like made out of cardboard, so that's fun, right? It's got the cardboard inside. You're gonna get an instruction booklet. This is made out of like a glossy paper. Sometimes I like to just talk stupid, like say stuff that you obviously know and that isn't really exciting, but it sounds good if you're like talk about that. So you got a bag, not numbered. This set it's set 60247, and this is not in a bag, which is okay. That's just like a thing. It's 84 pieces, so it's pretty substantial set. Just kidding. We are gonna cut the picture of Clemmons off the box and recycle the box, but that way we'll remember his name because I've been keeping. I'll show you what I've been doing. Instead of keeping the boxes, I have been cutting out the little, because that way I don't have to look up on the internet like who came in what set. So I just cut off the part that says their names and shows their picture. So if I ever wonder later, I can go back and be like, okay, what figures came with that set? Who's supposed to be in that set? You know what I mean? That way it's just easier. And I don't have to keep the whole box just for that little thing.